Kowalski, and today I'm going to talk to you about one of the most diverse creations known to man. This is known as the humble sandwich. From a fancy banh mi all the way to the childhood classic peanut butter and jelly, there are multiple variations of the sandwich all across the world. However, have you stopped and thought to yourself, where do sandwiches actually come from? Well, in my talk with you today, I will be going over the history and background of sandwiches, common ingredients that are used in sandwiches, steps on how to make any sandwich, and then some interesting facts and variations of sandwiches. First, let me define what a sandwich is. Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines the term sandwich as two or more slices of bread or a split roll having a filling in between them. Now, I know that definition sounds very vague, and it is, but this definition allows for an open interpretation of sandwiches along with some creative imagination. Now, let me give you some background history. According to a 2024 Britannica article written by the editors of Encyclopedia Britannica, the term sandwich was developed in the 18th century and named after John Montagu, who happened to be the 4th Earl of Sandwich. However, a 2023 History.com article by Becky Little states that even though sandwiches were named after the 4th Earl, Montagu is not credited for actually creating sandwiches. The article discusses how one of the earliest known sandwich eaters was during the 1st century BC in a written Jewish text called the Haggadah. The Haggadah is read during the annual Passover Seder, and it recounts how Hillel made sandwiches using pashal lamb, bitter herbs, and unleavened matzah bread. But there is no actual documentation on who created sandwiches. Lastly, in a 2024 article on the Oh My Facts website, Dylan Ebbs states that the first recorded use of the word sandwich in English was back in 1762, as it appeared in the journal of Edward Gibbon, who was a British historian. Now that we know some basic history about sandwiches, let's discuss some common ingredients. First of all, there's bread. Now there's multiple different kinds of bread. There's white bread, wheat bread, bagels, there is squaw bread, sourdough, and the list goes on and on. Next, there's cheeses. Same thing as bread, there's a lot of different types of cheeses. There's provolone cheese, mozzarella cheese, Swiss cheese, cheddar cheese, American, pepper jack, and again, the list goes on and on. Next, you can include some veggies and fruits within your sandwich. The most common ones that we see today inside sandwiches are both lettuce and tomato, but really you can put any types of veggies and fruits that you want inside your sandwich. Lastly, there's also condiments. You can see ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, barbecue sauce, hot sauce. It's really open to whatever you want within your sandwich. I would say one of my favorite sandwiches is doing a turkey sandwich, and I'm going to discuss with you how I would personally make my turkey sandwich. In my type of sandwich, I would do squaw bread, 2 pieces. I would do 6 pieces of turkey, 6 pieces of provolone cheese. I would include lettuce, avocado, light mayo, and then spicy Dijon mustard. Now I'm going to go over the steps with you on how I would personally make a sandwich myself. First, I would take both slices of bread, and on one of them, I would smear the light mayo, and on the other one, I would smear the spicy Dijon mustard. Now, for the next step, I would take the lettuce after I wash it, and I would place the washed lettuce on top of the slice of bread that has the spicy Dijon mustard. And from there, we're building just on top of that one piece. After the lettuce, I'll place the 6 pieces of turkey on top, followed by the provolone cheese, and then I'll cut up some avocado and place it nicely on top of the provolone cheese. And then I'll take that other piece of bread that had the light mayo, put it on top, creating the sandwich, cut it right down the middle, and that's how I would personally create my own favorite sandwich. Before I end this speech, I want to share some fun facts and variations about sandwiches. Some common variations of sandwiches include grilled cheeses, the PB&J, paninis, banh mi's, and the Reuben. An interesting fact is that there's actually a National Sandwich Day, and it's celebrated on November 3rd. The largest documented sandwich that was ever made weighed back at 5,440 pounds, and it was recorded back in 2005. Now, the longest sandwich was actually recorded back in 2011, and it had a length of 735 meters. And lastly, in terms of the most expensive sandwich ever recorded, it was a grilled cheese that had gold flakes, truffle oil, a really rare cheese, and it was priced at $214 at a restaurant in New York City known as Serendipity. Well, that is the end of my exciting talk about sandwiches. I hope you enjoyed learning the history about them along with some cool facts. And I want to leave you with one last tip. Your sandwich is whatever you want it to be, so don't be afraid to get creative with it. You might just have the next exciting variation of a sandwich. Thank you and good night.